often there is a perception that ecology can get in the way of development. How we sort of work with our clients, and what we are always saying to people is, get us in really early. And by that I mean feasibility, so that we can come and look at the sites that you're either thinking of buying or thinking of developing, and we can say, okay, from the get-go, these are the kind of things that you're going to need to consider. These are the kind of costs, these are the types of surveys that you're going to need to do. And we can immediately start to advise and de-risk. It doesn't need to hold things up. It doesn't need to be a burden. And I think that's a real key, is that whether it's bats or great crested newts or whatever, if you know that that is going to happen, and you know that that's on your program and that you've accounted for that and you've given it time, it's not a problem. It completely removes that as an obstacle. I've worked in this industry for over 20 years, and I think I've had maybe 1 or 2 sites where it's really been quite an issue if there's been some kind of a protected habitat, for instance, that has really made it difficult to develop that site. But on the whole, most of these sort of obstacles that do come up in terms of ecology can be attended to. We can get through them, and quite often quite easily, with just a little bit of thought and a lot of collaboration and talking things through. I think when I first started in this career, it was always last minute, and it was challenging. But I think in the same way that other disciplines have sort of, it's just become health and safety. When I first started doing this, everyone was sort of like, oh God, health and safety. No one would ever think like that anymore. And I think that's beginning to happen with ecology. People are just beginning to go, we know we have to do this. And I think often it's people who are doing these kind of projects all the time will know that it just makes sense to get ecologists involved from the beginning. Ultimately, most ecological consultants are there to support what's happening. We understand. I worked in highways, I've worked across the industry. I get it, I understand what is trying to be achieved. You know, ultimately, I'm there to enable that to happen. I just need time to do it.